going 4 for 7 with 95 passing yards. He had a 13-yard run on a scramble in 2 series of work. And I know it's just one game, but Bears fans, and maybe they've got some reason to be excited there. I think they do. Mina, did Caleb live up to expectations in his first action?
Yeah, I mean, he was as advertised. He has every club in the bag when it comes to NFL throws. We knew that. We saw that. Some of the off-platform stuff was on display. But what really jumped out to me, Dan, was his poise. You saw there in those highlights, the third down throw, third long to DJ Moore. Watching that the next day on the end zone view, watching his helmet move across the field, watching how calm he looked in what admittedly was a very clean pocket, trusting that to hold up, not bailing, not looking jittery ever. That's the good stuff right there. I mean, if I'm a Bears fan, I'm thrilled with this first outing, and he's off to a fantastic start.
Yeah, I thought he was sensational. And MK, you talk about that third down. That's a difficult kind of recognition to get for a player who maybe hasn't seen that play or that type of coverage in his career, certainly ever. And to be able to do that with the athleticism stuff is a big deal. Those are those 3 receivers that MK brought up. They're just going to run deep sits, essentially. And you're trying to build a 5-point die. And you're trying to start over the middle of the field, get everybody at the depth of the third down, and you're working towards whatever internal defender squeezes off that flat defender. He works weak side and at the right time rips the ball. This was one of the more impressive plays I saw of him. Mina, you mentioned poise. He's going to get pressure, and he's throwing a screen backside. So often guys panic in that moment because the screen feels faster or slower than the pressure. He just patiently waits and dumps the ball off the Swift. This is one of my favorite plays of the weekend. It looks like single high safety, meaning one guy in the middle field, man coverage underneath. It's third down. Ball gets snapped and they spin the coverage to man underneath, but 2 safeties. The main thing is no one's accounting for the quarterback. He quickly recognizes that, quickly, and takes off as a runner. And I think that's the big thing is how quick. That wasn't a scramble to get out of bad. That was a scramble because the opportunity for good. The last thing I'd say is this, MK. He saw 5 different defenses. Traditional man, cover 2, cover 3, quarters, fire zone. He didn't look fazed by any of it. That's different than what we saw in college.
That was such a great quick breakdown. I love that Orlovsky kind of broke it down like that because, I mean, obviously it's so accurate. And that last play where he decided to run, right, it wasn't like a scramble. It wasn't like he was trying to get out of trouble. It was because he made the appropriate read. He saw it. His ability to read defenses already is wildly impressive. Wildly impressive. And to kind of add, I've said this a lot now about Caleb, talking about, his debut, is the confidence and the poise that he had and the lack of jitteriness, as MK, Mina Kimes, has put it. And that's what I've been saying, right? Like I that's as I watch that, it's that level of poise and confidence and fearlessness that I think is so awesome. To me, that's the biggest takeaway more than anything, more than his ability to read offenses or defenses, and things of that nature. Because look at Justin Fields in the Steelers preseason. He made some nice throws. He made his own some nice reads, right? It wasn't a complete disaster, but you could see the jitteriness. You could see the uncomfortability. You could see the rushing of what was going on. Everything felt more like this, right? Go watch Justin Fields' game. Again, he definitely had some nice plays, so I'm not going to say that this is a disaster. And I'm obviously only bringing him up because obviously the Chicago Bears. And so you could see it just felt like this. That's seriously what it felt like. It felt like this. Whereas Caleb really feels like this. And it's such a difference. It really is. And that's why I'm trying to be like as basic as I can, because I've already done a few other deep dives on Caleb and I don't want to just keep repeating it myself. So I want to look at it as in like, just look at when Caleb walks out onto the field. There is such more poise and confidence and understanding. And you can see that the rest of the offense can now run through that. You could see the few plays that Orlovsky kind of went through. It's just different, man. It's just different. And it matters so much. So much. So the Chicago Bears have to be thrilled. And I think sensational is the appropriate word. I'm definitely going to put that in the title because that's exactly right. It was sensational. And I know people are saying, like, don't crown him, don't crown him. It's just a preseason, it's just a preseason. I get that. I do. I've said that in many videos talking about the preseason. I said that. And that it's one of those things where if he plays great, everybody tries to act like it's the greatest thing ever. And if he plays bad, they try to act like it's, you know, just a fire. And oh my God, this is a disaster. They made the biggest mistake. But I think it's totally appropriate to gauge poise and confidence and understanding. And he clearly understands his job as a quarterback. He clearly has the confidence. He's clearly ready. To me, that's what you're also ultimately looking for. Is this guy ready? Yes or no? The answer is absolutely yes. Go watch Justin Fields. You cannot say absolutely yes. That's the difference. And I keep using Justin Fields as a frame of reference for any of these other rookie quarterbacks in the preseason that I've talked about, because it was seen as, first off, he's been in the league now for a couple years, and it was seen that he just needed a new spot in order to succeed. As my camera just went out, so I'll be very quick. My camera died, but I'm just going to say that that's the difference. I really encourage you all. You know, I understand Justin Fields is in the past. I totally get it. And definitely move on. But if you want to question whether or not you can get behind Caleb Williams and be encouraged and excited what the future can bring, I really encourage you to go look up highlights of just Justin Fields in the preseason game. And you can see the lack of confidence, the lack of poise. You can feel it being rushed. You can feel it being constricted. You can feel it. It's a very, very, very real thing. And Caleb Williams showed the exact opposite. And to me, that is ultimately what ends up being the biggest takeaway. And you don't have to feel like you have to guard that takeaway just because it's a preseason game. So that's really what I want to emphasize. You don't have to just be like, it's just a preseason game. Don't have to get excited, or we shouldn't crown him too fast or this, that. No one's saying he's proved to be the greatest quarterback ever in that preseason game. But he's already proved to be a legitimate quarterback in the NFL. And that is why Orlovsky is saying it's sensational. But those are just my thoughts. I would absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think? Do you think that Caleb Williams was sensational in his preseason debut? Or do you think, bro, it is literally preseason, just stop? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm, and will maybe help me get a better camera. Thank you so much, and see you next time.